Hi guys, this week we're looking at Ridings, Irving, Turner, Newman, Cassidy, Kaye, Lloyd, and Hoskins. We're looking at 1988's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Hello everyone and welcome from film. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Planty and I'm a good lad I am.
And I'm the other guy, John, and I'm Scottish.
You are indeed. What that is a reference to is probably for absolutely fucking nobody, by the way. But I'll tell you all later on. It came up for me and I was like, I know him. He's out of that thing.
Yeah,
John, how are you keeping, mate?
Yeah, all right, buddy. All right. Still living large, living the dream. Still waiting to win the lottery, all that jazz. What about your good self? What you been up to?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. We're a pair of new job wankers still, really,
We
aren't
really
we?
are.
So
We're noobs. We're noobs, aren't we?
we're loved up in the new jobs, so that's pretty
The honeymoon period.
pretty good. Last week, of course, we had the fantastic Stig from Modern Escapism, but we've jettisoned all those pricks now, and it's just us again.
It's just the lightly lads.
That's how we like it. Just the two of us.
You and
watching
I.
films that we don't like. Watching two of us. Actually, it's not right. This week, I had a great time with this film.
It came back again. So it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? 1988, as Michael Caine might say. I was going to say Michael Jackson might say.
Whoa.
1988, the last time I touched a boy.
He was too busy blowing bubbles, wasn't he?
If only it was just bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I believe his rotting corpse is quite sues all and sundry. So anyway, what else could we have been talking about in 1988?
So, if you listen to the Scrooged episode, you'll find out that was in 1988. And we went off.
So Scrooged and this
Scrooged
at the same year?
Yeah, 1988, yep.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. A couple of amazing things happened in 1988. My missus was born.
Oh, Kirsty, little Kirsty, little tiny Kirsty.
Little wee Kirsty.
Oh, little wee Kirsty. Yeah, fantastic. It's God, I was 8. What were you? 38?
I was 13.
13
and a turd.
Jesus. Sorry, Irish listeners. It's done. Yeah, right. Okay. You know how this works. He's watched it. I've watched it. We've tried to come up with some things. This is fucking exhausted me, by the way. There is so much going on here.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, there's going on.
To make my life easier, I think I've made the podcast worse, John. I've got to be honest.
How have you done?
Right?
How have you managed that? How have you managed to do that?
Because I discovered the dictate system on Microsoft Word.
Oh my God!
Right?
I can't use it.
Well, I know you can't because you're foreign, right? But
Yes.
I can. However, at least I think I can. I haven't vetted what's there, so I'm going to read through what I think
Oh my God!
happens in the film.
This is bad. This is going to
I
be
do
bad.
not know. This could be brutal. So, listeners, feedback, please. If we need to go back to the old way of doing it, I will do it and end up getting wankers.
It's going to be like that Bunston episode when they're trying to tell the elevator where to go.
Freedom!
Sorry.
It's a good episode. That.
Really
it's a fantastic thing. It's not quite as good as your dad and your mental uncles.
Oh God,
But think about one day. Now it's the wee guys' time. It's our time.
It's their
That's
time.
brilliant. That
He's making my blood boil.
Fighting with the spoons. Anyway, listeners, look that up. Right, so we open. It's Touchstone Pictures. It's an Amblin Entertainment. We know Amblin Entertainment, of course. Yeah. Steven Spielberg's E.T. thing on the fucking bike. Yeah. And Silver Screen Partners 3. Right, it starts with a cartoon. I like these cartoons. These cartoons are fun, right?
Yeah.
It says it's a maroon cartoon. It's obviously from Hearts and RK Maroon. We start with Baby Herman. And Mum goes away, right? And she says, I'm going to the beauty parlour and I'm leaving Roger to look after you. And if he doesn't do a good job, he's going back to the science lab. Okay. So he's like, I will really look after him. The mum's away. He's like my first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, fourth removed, my 16th. And at that point, the baby starts walking away.
Yep.
Out of the crib cot thing. Baby Herman sees cookies, biscuits on the top of the fridge and decides he's going to climb his way up. And the joke is, it is the most well-stocked kitchen in the world, but it is also the most dangerous kitchen in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know, John, you've got kids. You've got almost grown-up kids now.
Yep.
But you've got kids when they were little. Did you not look at this and just think, oh shit?
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare to try and keep them away from the massive giant fridge, lock all those doors. It's a nightmare. Baby-proof nightmare.
Baby-proof everything. Yeah, as they say. Roger's basically doing all the Looney Tunes stuff as Herman crawls through knives on this stove cooker. It's got this gas thing. He goes in this cooker thing. It was called a heatometer or something, and it was like hot, hotter, and now volcano heat. Baby Herman crawls over this like bowl full of dishes, this sink full of dishes. She's gone out and left the dishes.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is she? Me?
She's a student. Is she a student?
She just couldn't leave it up to steep.
Yeah, like
that's
we all
how
do.
you rot the bottom off your pans.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Jesus, there's a fucking dad cast.
I know.
Welcome back to
Boomer
Dad
Cast. Welcome back to Boomer Town.
The baby manages to turn the tap on as he's walking across these plates. The thing about the basic outline of this kitchen is it keeps changing. Roger gets basically burnt in the oven, and he ends up running around it, and it's a circle. Did you spot that?
Yeah.
And then later on, it becomes this hugely long rectangular thing, and then at the end, it's back to being a square kitchen. And I get it; it's a cartoon, right? I understand that, and it's meant to be like, but. Come on, are we supposed to believe this is some sort of magic kitchen bestowed upon by a wizard of kitchens?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking B&Q wizard. Oh, right, okay. Well, I'm glad you put me in my place. That's fantastic.
Yes, do that then.
Basically, baby gets the cookies. The refrigerator falls on Roger's head, and as the fridge opens, Roger's in there with birdies going around his head.
Yeah.
Then we hear cut, cut, cut. And so at that point, we realise that something's changed. It's like a real world with some cartoons in.
Yeah.
Now, how did this look to you, John, with 2022 eyes?
Do you know what? I think it's definitely due a remaster. It definitely. I know the process was quite laborious. They had to take every frame. They had to pretty much get the animators to literally draw it and then rescan it again. But I think it could be done with a remaster. It's a bit.
I thought some of it looked great in the way it was done. Some of the art looked like dog shit. What got me the most was anything in white. Roger looked like a fucking Force ghost part way through it, didn't he? There's a bit where you just see this outline of him. You know, fucking Force ghost I am. Yeah.
They've done that a couple of times. I think my favourite bit of animation is a bit later on with the gun, when he's holding the gun. That looks quite good. But I can't tell whether that's just a prop.
I wasn't into that. No, I wasn't into that at all.
Oh, really?
I thought that looked like absolute dog shit. Yeah, no, I liked any interaction between Bob Hoskins and the rabbit, basically, because
Jessica Rabbit?
No, well, yeah, of course. But no, Roger, because Bob Hoskins was a fucking genius. I'm absolutely certain of that.
Honestly, he was great. I've heard the process he had to do is he had to work with his child, had to work with one of his kids. And obviously the imaginary friend thing, he learned some techniques about that and says that through the process he had to pretty much hallucinate because it was all green screen.
All right, okay.
So he had to imagine everything.
While we're on that, I guess I've got something on Bob Hoskins a bit later on, but he had a system apparently, and I remember hearing this. I had to Google this to make sure I wasn't making it up. I remember hearing it when he was interviewed on TGI Friday. Do you remember TGI
God,
Friday?
yeah. Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Don't forget your toothbrush.
Don't forget your
That's pretty all it was.
Yeah. He would read scripts on the toilet, and if he ended up with a cold arse, he'd take the role.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that
Wow.
was his process. I remember hearing about it, so I googled it to make sure it was still true. And yeah, it absolutely was true. Also, It's good because he gets shot by James Bond in The Long Good Friday, doesn't he?
Ah, so does I.
Yeah, anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the thing. So it's a real place, and this director that's shouting "cut" is the aforementioned Raoul J.
Raoul.
Raoul,
Yeah,
which is
Raoul. I
so
dive.
good. So good they named him twice. It's the second mention of Raoul. I dive.
Raoul. I
Hello,
know.
ladies, that we've done in God's 90,
Oh,
80 odd episodes. Anyway, Scottish references for nobody.
yes.
And he's saying cut, cut, cut because the script says Roger is supposed to see.
Oh, he's meant to see stars.
Yeah, instead he sees
He sees
birdies.
birds, so he
That's
tries
right.
hitting himself, hit
Absolutely.
himself again, didn't he, to
Yeah, he's
change
like, I
it?
can do it. I can do it. And he keeps hitting himself, keeps hitting himself, keeps hitting himself. Raoul J. Raoul is played by the producer, Joel Silver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his first credit, John, was as associate producer on The Warriors.
Wow. Your
Which
favourite?
we used to talk about all the time. We've
We
been
did,
talking about the
aye.
Warriors
Yeah,
for
yeah.
ages, have we?
Yeah.
Bloody love the Warriors. Yeah.
Oh, I can dig it.
Yeah. This is one of, well, this isn't one, but there was 3 short films made, Roger Rabbit short films made for theatrical release at the start of other Disney films.
Right.
And I remember, because I think I saw it on the beginning of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids video. VHS.
All right, okay.
But it was also on a film called A Far Off Place, which was a documentary about Africa. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Precursor to The Lion King. And that Dick Tracy film.
Oh, Jesus, we were on Beatty.
Woof.
It had everybody in it, though, didn't it? I think Al Pacino in it. It had Al Pacino and everybody in it, and Madonna.
Everybody's in that, yeah. I have never seen it. I've never seen a frame of it.
I've never seen it all the way through.
Is it pish? Is it like 3 hours long?
I think Gandalf's in it, I'm sure.
Serena McKellen?
Sorry, McKellen's in it. I'm sure,
right,
but I'll double check. But from what I've seen, it's just that. It's not that good. It's not that good.
Yeah, Warren Beatty lost it a long time ago, didn't he?
Aye. What was that one about heaven? That was the only one I really liked. With him to prove that he's a nice guy to get into heaven.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Absolutely. Well, I guess we could go back to the stuff he won Oscars for, Reds and that.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. He's promising that he can do it. He keeps hitting himself on the head with this thing. We spot this character, Eddie Valiant. There's the aforementioned Bob Hoskins. Yeah, brilliant, always brilliant. And I thought his accent was really good as well.
Yeah, no, I've done really well.
Seen him with an American accent.
Yeah, no, sure, totally.
Next thing I saw him in with an American accent, Mermaids with Cher. Cher, sure.
Oh God, sure.
Remember that?
Sure,
yeah, sure. Are you sure? Yeah, absolutely. He heads over to LJ Maroon's office, RK Maroon's office. Sorry. Again, I'm going to blame the fucking word things. It's written LJ. I don't know why. And we see a little sign comes up. It says Hollywood 1947. John, this isn't the only thing that happened in Hollywood 1947. Actually, none of this happened. Do you want to know some things that did actually happen?
Yes, please.
November the 17th, the Screen Actors Guild voted to make its officers swear a pledge asserting each was not a communist because fuck McCarthyism, by the way. Fucking hell. Hate that stuff. Films released in 1947, Douglas Fairbanks in Sinbad the Sailor, and Bob Hope and Bing Crosby's Road to Rio. What a shit year for films. Although, Best Picture in 47, would have been a release in 46, I assume, was The Best Years of Our Lives. Apparently, it's about 3 United States servicemen readjusting to changes in civilian life after coming home from World War II. Sounds like a melodrama, but sounds right up my street. That
that sounds
really
good.
does sound up my street. So I'm going to give that a go. It's probably about 4 hours long, but whatever.
I was looking at the actual animation itself in the 40s, but and looking at it, so this is just people's perceptions of it, but it's believed that the 1920s was the golden age of animation because of sound, but during the mid 50s and up to the late 80s, it's classed as the dark times because the animation was like in the United States was like there was a drought and like all the quality was quite bad and the writers they were just trying to churn them all out, so which is weird because I think especially when I was looking back, all my favourite cartoons are round about the sort of 50s and 60s with Bugs Bunny and stuff like that, so I don't really get where that comes from, but that's
I think Walt Disney was a fucking dick. I think is probably down to it. And come at me, anybody standing for early Disney, come 100% at me. I'm fine with that.
It's weird seeing Disney characters and Warner Bros. Characters at the same time, though, isn't it?
It was weird. Now, one thing I will say is that there's an equal level of each Disney characters and.
Oh, I noticed that with Bugs and Daffy having screen
Bugs
time
and
together.
Daffy are in the screen time together, and you've got Mickey and Bugs, and you've got you've got Donald and such, because part of the contract was that neither of them would see their cartoons used more than the other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so fucking 80s, isn't it? How much
cocaine
really was going on in that room
but,
at the time?
But this is the only time it's happened. It's never happened since.
No, it hasn't. No,
I double checked, and there's no record of this ever happening again. So, wow,
no,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, it is. But I mean, Disney is now officially that big that it doesn't need to. Now, I haven't seen that new Space Jam film, but I think it's full of all. So I think the Iron Giant's in it. I think you've got all these Disney Pixar characters in it, but they've got absolutely no need to have anybody else.
No, I've not seen it. I'm stick with the original.
I'm not going to watch it. Maroon says to him, he says, "What do you know about show business, Mr. Valiant?" He says, "Only that there's no business like show business, no business I know." That's good. That's funny. There's no business like show business, an Irving Berlin song written for the 1946 musical Annie Get Your Gun.
There you go.
Yeah. Not to be confused with the man who shot Liberty Valance. He shot Liberty Valance, which is also a great song.
Don't know why Calamity Jane popped in my head. It got nothing to do with anything.
No, it isn't. No. I'm sure there's an episode of The Simpsons where that's involved. Anyway, he explains that Roger can't keep his mind on his work and that it's cost him over $25,000 more than it should on this cartoon because he can't get the right thing. How much do these cartoons cost to make that it's cost him 25,000? 1947.
1947, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to say that.
That's got to be $1 million or something.
That's crazy, man.
I didn't look into that, but I did look into another one. It seems that his wife, Jessica Rabbit, is been caught carrying on with somebody else. I'm going to learn a little bit about that as we go forward. So what the plan is for Eddie Valiant to go and take photographs of her snogging whoever she's snogging.
Yep.
He says he's not going to go into Toontown. Toontown? It's interesting.
And the toon.
Yeah, I'm not good with the tune, man. Toons basically is where all the all the Looney Tunes live and all the cartoons live. But it turns out that she sings at a tune review downtown, where strictly no tunes allowed. So Valiant agrees to do it, but it's going to cost $100 plus expenses. He's not happy, but he agrees it. The reason he's not happy, John, $100, 1947 money, would be $1,328.75 today.
Now, Jesus.
Probably why he's not
whack,
particularly happy. Yeah. Valiant's been eyeing up this drinks decanter out on the back kind of thing all this time, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, yeah, fine, get yourself a drink. And as he goes to get a drink, he looks out the window and he absolutely shits himself when this big flying elephant comes along.
Yeah. Old Dumbo?
Yeah.
Nice
Dumbo, John, 1941, the fourth animated Disney film.
Wow.
Yeah. 2000.
Cracking looking cartoon as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in donkeys for a number of reasons, but mainly. 2017, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being, and I quote, culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. What they didn't say was massively fucking racist. Those really crows, man. Those fucking crows.
I know.
Oh. Do you ever see that CGI Tim Burton one, by the way?
No, what one?
No, they did a CGI Tim Burton one a couple of years ago.
No, I've never seen it.
CGI elephant. No, I haven't either. No, I just would. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah,
I don't know a single fucking person.
I didn't see the point. There's no point. If you're going to do something like that, you need to make it different. But if it's nah.
Listeners, if you saw it, I mean, do reach out. I'm really interested to know who was hoodwinked into seeing that fucking dumpster fire of unnecessary. Tim Burton.
I know.
What?
Who'd have thunk it?
What? That has anybody fallen quite so far
I know.
as directors
Considering.
go than
Oh,
Tim
yeah.
Burton? I would argue no. He's like the James Woods of directing, isn't he? You know.
Yeah, or the Nicolas Cage. Will do
Yeah,
anything.
but Cage. Yeah, I know, but Cage is still making bank. You know, I guess.
He needs to, though. We always bloody
Divorces in his
divorces.
castles.
Yeah. Off
Oh,
that
but I guess-
off the back of that, so you were
Yeah.
saying about his fee,
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins' fee for doing it. I was looking at the hourly price ranges or the rates for a private detective in America.
Okay.
So the hourly rate ranges between $70 to $100 an hour. So it's averaged out around about $85 per hour. I'm thinking, what?
I mean,
Considering he's been on that case for about 4 days.
yeah. I mean, just I don't know. Follow them.
I know,
Get in your
but
car, rent a car, and follow them. It'll be cheaper.
exactly. Or just get them on Maury Povich and do a lie detector.
Montel, I want to talk about Michael Jackson. Just because a brother want to touch children doesn't mean that. Anyway, enough, Michael Jackson. Gee, fuck, he's in my head.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go, Michael. Let it go. He's only 12. He's looking at. Oh, the joke is here that he's got him on loan from Disney along with half the Fantasia cast. And the best thing about it is he works for peanuts. And there's a good line. And he throws these peanuts out, and the elephant hoovers them up. Elephants don't eat peanuts, John. You won't be surprised to know.
Yeah.
It's not what they eat. Not what they eat still. But Fantasia is the third Disney animated feature film made in 1941. So keep this in mind. While we were at war, Walt Disney was chilling, drawing mice and hippos and cheering on Hitler, the fucking prick. Fucking Hitler-loving motherfucker.
What an easy life.
Why do I hate Walt Disney quite as much as I do? He was dead like 20 years before I was even born. Anyway.
The hate is strong with this one.
The hate is strong with this one. We see this guy drops this box, which is full of cartoon instruments, and they all fall out and start playing the Stars and Stripes Forever. You know, da 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 da. Written and composed by John Philip Sousa in 1896. He gives him $50 and says, "You get the other 50 to start. Just call it a carrot. You get the other 50 when you finish. Just call it a carrot." He says, "You've been working with rabbits too long," which is a great line. As he leaves, Valiant walks past the ostriches and all these brooms doing Sorcerer's Apprentice thing. There's these
What's
cows.
a carrot? I was looking at a carrot. What is a carrot?
Carrot at the end of the stick.
Oh no! So it says
they say?
It's something that's offered to people in order to persuade them to do something.
Yeah,
right,
and people are more likely to do the carrot than
because I heard that and I didn't. I was like, "Why is it saying carrot?" I thought it was slang for like a monkey or something. I mean, like,
yeah,
we use like slang terms for money. So
yeah,
that
put a pony on me bucket. I'll get the suitcase out the back.
What were you saying about these cows?
These cows, I was saying about the cows, and they're at this. It says cattle call, and they're reading the lines, and the lines are moo. And you go, what? Okay, yeah, I'm kind of here for that. He runs for the trolley car, which is heading to Sunset Boulevard. We have done loads on Sunset Boulevard. We're not doing it again. Pretty Woman was the last time we looked at Sunset Boulevard.
And it says to the kids about being the best transport system in the world.
Hey, mister, ain't you got a car? Why do you need a car?
So I looked up the best transport infrastructures in the world.
Yeah.
So I'll start from the bottom. So in 10, United Arab Emirates. 9 is Switzerland. 8 is the UK. 7 is United States. 6 is Singapore. 5 is Austria. 4 is Netherlands. 3rd is Sweden. 2nd is Japan. And 1st is Germany.
It's very good. That tube, by the way, in Berlin, mwah, and the
Is it
trams and the trains. Yeah,
the
yeah.
chef's
That's chef's
slobber?
kiss, son. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's good. That's good to
Good
good
to
to know
know, man.
the top
Because
and
when
the
they said it,
bottom
I was like, no, it's no. Even back then, it wasn't.
The red line was a real thing, by the way.
Yeah,
Ran until 1961. So
yeah.
Doom obviously didn't get his hands on it.
It says it's rotting away somewhere in some lot.
Oh right, okay, yeah, very good. As he gets off the trolley, because he tries to pay the guy with the check, doesn't he? And he's like, "What do I look like? A bank?" As he's getting off, he's kind of like, "Thanks for the smokes, kids."
I
These
know
kids are
that was
smoking.
weird, didn't it?
Lucky Strike fags.
Yeah,
First
but
introduced
back in the days, it was good though, wasn't it?
Of
Smoking was good for
course.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucky Strikes were first introduced in 1871 as something called cut plug. Can you guess what cut plug might be?
Just half a filter.
No, I thought it was yon boy out of the Bash Street
Bash
Kids.
Street Kids.
But no, cut plug is a chewing tobacco.
All right,
Sounds
okay.
fucking rank, doesn't it?
Chewing tobacco in general just sounds horrible.
I just can't imagine. Snuff. Do you remember Snuff?
Yeah.
It used to be big down here with the pits. He gets back to his office. It says Valiant and Valiant. He looks over the road and sees that the Pacific trolley is being bought by Cloverfield, not the monster, not
That's
that
what I
big
thought.
monster. No, not him. Although that would be pretty good,
totally
wouldn't it?
different, wouldn't it?
Hello, I bought the building and the trolley cars. I'm going to use it as roller skates to get around LA. I don't know. I'm giving this any thought whatsoever. He goes up to the bar. One of these characters, by the way, there's two characters here.
Yes.
Who are not characters. There's a guy called Stretch, who is, as you probably guessed, the little fella.
Right. Yeah.
One of the Time Bandits, by the way.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Yep.
he was one of the Time Bandits. And then there's this other guy who writes on his thing to say Earl's been laid off. Now, I was certain this was Gabriel Byrne. This boy was the spit of Gabriel Byrne, and he is never seen again.
So the one that I looked at, see the guy that was tapping the egg and he was winding him up?
Yeah, that guy, Angelo, was Richard Ridings. He's English, and he was in Commoner's Muck, which was about the Northern Bin Men. And he's like, I'm a good lad, I am. I'm a good lad, I am.
Edward Woodward as well.
Oh, of course.
Jesus Christ, that was a cracking programme, man.
That went on for a bit, didn't it?
It went, aye. The title, the music for it was good as well. I remember the music. It was like
early 90s. Yeah. Dads remember early 90s stuff.
Man, that takes me back. But I recognised his face as soon as I seen him. I was like, I know him for something.
It turns out there's cutbacks. They're laying everybody off. Dolores explains he owes her money. It's got to go back in the till before tomorrow. He gives her the check, and she says, "Yeah, but that's like just the first 50. You know, where's the rest?" Kind of thing. He says, "Can I get your camera? I need to take some photos. Is there any film in it?" She says, "Yeah, it's there from when we went on that trip to Catalina." And all I could assume was that was the Catalina wine mixer.
So where is Catalina then?
It's Catalina, John.
Yep.
I don't know. You tell me.
I knew you'd have it. Oh, I thought you'd have it.
I have. No, I have, but I can't find it.
So apparently it's about 22 miles southwest of Los Angeles. Catalina Island is the southernmost island in the California's Channel Islands.
California Channel Islands.
Yep.
Like Sark, Jersey, Catalina. Yeah,
Sac.
He's eating this egg, isn't he? Richard Ridings, Angelo.
Winding him up about working with toons.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, you know, who's your next job? You know, is it Screwy Squirrel? You find a little Bo Peep's sheep." He basically kicks the chair away from him and forces this into his
gob.
Into his gob. He says, "I don't work for toons." And as he storms out, he's like, "What's that guy's problem?" And she's like, "Oh, don't you know a toon killed his brother? He dropped a piano on him."
Yeah, that's grim.
It is absolutely grim. John, 26 piano-related deaths throughout the entire US over more than 100 years of reporting. Not as many as you'd think, is it?
No.
I got this news clipping, though. August 16th, 1986, Montgomery, Alaska. A man helping move a piano was killed when he fell from the back of a pickup truck and the piano fell out and landed on his head, police said.
God.
Tommy Gaddis, 43, was pronounced dead at the scene. Tuesday, police captain Wyatt Gent said. He said Gaddis was sitting in the back of the truck, holding the piano. When the truck backed over a curb, the piano shifted, and Gaddis and the piano fell. Gaddis and 3 friends were helping move the upright piano from a church to the home of Sarah Davis, who had bought it for $75 so her grandchildren could take piano lessons.
Jesus.
Hours after the accident, the black piano stood at the curb of Mrs. Davis's house.
Oh,
Haunted piano, mate. That's
that's
right.
horrible. Aye, Jesus.
Haunted piano.
That's so
that?
grim.
Do you remember that? I don't know why I've just thought haunted piano. Do you remember there was a cartoon about a kid who had a piano that talked? He used to go, I am a talking piano. Do you remember that? It was like a one-off kind of thing. Someone's magic piano. Fucking listeners are going to be screaming at me for this. They always do. Always get these wrong. Timmy and his talking piano, and he goes on to be like some sort of virtuoso concert pianist, and it's all the piano or something. And the piano talks like this.
The only talking pianist I seen was that fucking thing about Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee.
It was a talking pianist. You're right. It's good, that. I enjoyed that. So that night, Valiant goes to the speakeasy, and the password is Walt sent me. It's just pretty funny. There's this gorilla dressed as a bouncer, and he turns to him and says, nice monkey suit. Again, quite a good line. Monkey suit is a reference to Organ Grinder's monkey, which was often dressed in some kind of suit.
All right.
You know, the little monkey on the guy.
Yeah.
He heads in, orders a drink, and on the stage, it's Daffy and Donald.
Yep, and Donald.
Yeah, and this almost felt like it was from something I'd seen before. Like, this almost felt like it was, they were both doing... Is there a point at some point where they'd both done a playing the piano thing, but they've just spliced them in against one another?
But it's strange because when I saw it, I'm thinking I've seen it. That's why I was so interested to see whether those characters have done this before, because it seems so familiar. So it could well be. It could well be that they've done bits for each one. But I know this tune is basically one of the basic cartoon themes for the majority of Looney Tunes stuff. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he arrives, and this guy Marvin Acme, is there, and he sprays Eddie's shirt, doesn't he, with ink, and he's ready to basically rip him apart. He's a bad bastard, isn't he, Eddie?
Yeah,
he really is.
You can tell he's got a temper.
Yeah, but he says, "Oh, look, don't worry about it, fella. It's disappearing ink." And as you look down, like, the cartoon vanishes. It looks shit.
It disappears,
And he shows him it's disappearing ink. Remember that, listeners, because it's going to come up. It's going to be important, is that? Yeah. Anyway, he goes and sits down, and somebody comes along with cigarettes and cigars. Who was this?
Oh, it's famous Betty Boop.
Yeah, Ubu Bidu.
Yeah, and it's is it May Castell that voices her, the original?
It
the
is.
original.
Yeah, where did we last see May Castell?
So I would look her up just quickly, but she obviously done Betty Boop from 1930s to 1939. But she went on to voice Olive.
She is. She's Olive Oil. Yeah,
she's everywhere.
Yeah, we saw her as the grandma in Christmas Vacation.
Ah, God, so yeah, Jesus.
Who manages to wrap her cat every year. There's a cat in the box.
So good as well.
Yeah, she is
fantastic.
absolutely brilliant. Her first role as Betty Boop was called Bimbo's Silly Scandals, which means something completely different now, I assume.
I know half, aye.
And the last time she was Betty Boop was this. Betty Boop was created by Max Fleischer in 1930 and was based upon the then popular singer Helen Kane, who was famous for the I Wanna Be Loved by You song.
Right.
Fleischer's also known for bringing Popeye to life in cartoons.
Oh, right.
Betty says, he says, "Oh, Betty, what are you doing here?" "Oh, yeah, there's not much call for me since cartoons went colour. The first colour cartoon was called Flip the Frog in Fiddlesticks, 1930. We spotted Flip the Frog actually jumping up some stairs as Eddie comes out of the office. And I
Right,
didn't
yeah.
realise I'd done my notes by then, but I was doing some research this afternoon. And I was like, I recognise that fucking frog from going up the stairs.
Didn't
So
realise.
it's kind of like, there he is. That's who that is.
Nice.
Yeah, she says Acme's always there. He's her biggest fan. And he's like, oh, so the guy's got a thing for rabbits. And then everything goes quiet. The curtains go down. They come back up. And Jessica Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
Thoughts on Jessica Rabbit, John?
Jesus. Yeah, first time I obviously seen this when I was a wee boy, so it was quite whoa. Everything's exaggerated, and I don't know why, but Kathleen Turner's voice, even though she's uncredited in this, just seemed to do it justice. She just had that sort of husky. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, 100%. Now, I remember her being absolutely gorgeous. The animation on this character is fucking dog shit.
Oh, it's a bit weird.
Like,
It's
it
just,
is sketchy as.
aye.
And there's a bit later on where she's been in the office and she comes out and Dolores and him are having an argument. And she's in this car, but it's like she's an afterthought of being in the car. Like,
Yeah,
she
the
sneaks
silhouette.
her head out, and the animation,
Yeah.
it's a funny shape. She's like a fucking snake or something.
I was looking at the animation for this as well, and apparently in the VHS when it came out, there's a bit where they fall out the car and it shows you between her legs. So even though it's flesh coloured,
Yeah.
everybody assumed that she was wearing no underwear. So later on, they actually had to put white in between just to make sure that people didn't think it was like,
Okay.
Jesus Christ, how weird are
Because
people.
there's perverts out there pausing it.
One of the
and looking
most
at-
paused. That's crazy.
Nice beaver.
Leave it to
Thanks, I
Beaver.
just had him stuffed.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she comes on and she sings. Now, this song, Why Don't You Do Right, best known version of the song was recorded by Peggy Lee and Benny Goodman on July 27th, 1942. It featured on the 1943 film Stage Door Canteen, which I assume no one's ever heard of because I've never heard of it.
Nope.
And it sold over 1 million copies.
And it was Amy Irvin that sang this, so even though it was Kathleen Turner that did the voice, it was Amy that sang all the songs.
Good catch.
Yeah, so I was looking up Acme, the made-up cartoon corporation that everybody knows and loves. And from what I can see from cartoons, it says that Acme is shown in one Roadrunner cartoon is to be located in Fairfield, New Jersey. And in one of the cartoons, it is revealed that Acme is a wholly owned subsidiary of Roadrunner Corporation, suggesting that the Roadrunner possibly controlled the nature of the products for Wile E. Coyote in order to sabotage them so they backfire.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. That is mental, yeah.
I'm glad I looked that up, but it's just in a couple of cartoons. I think they've just obviously put that in a couple of cartoons. So the name, the location was on one of the boxes, and obviously it's suggested that Roadrunner owns them, which would make sense because everything he gets with Acme blows up in his face.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. All I had was a couple of things, just as you had there, but simply Acme is the title of an album by John Spencer Blues Explosion. Just Acme.
That's it.
Blues Explosion! Blues Explosion! Reference for nobody. Yeah. There's this bit with, she's married to Roger Rabbit. And Betty Boop's like, yeah, what a lucky Goyle. And I was like, I've got to say Goyle on this podcast. Yeah, he spots Acme going to Jessica's changing room with flowers and listening in.
The gorilla comes up behind him, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And he says, oh, but before that, you catch him saying, oh, well done. You absolutely for-shimmeled them, the audience. For-shimmeled, John. Well, yeah, probably not far off. For-shimmeled, of course, I got the Yiddish dictionary out again for this one. And it means to be flustered, confused, or generally discombobulated. Thank you, Yiddish dictionary. You might have saved us again. We don't know. So he's taking photographs of them doing what?
Oh, patty cake, which I had to look up patty cake because I know what it is, but I just didn't know where it came from. But basically, patty cake, the earliest recorded version of the rhyme appears in Thomas the footage play The Campaigners from 1698.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, because I know what it is. I remember the
Yeah.
Quick Get
Do
Back
it
Kate,
with
but
me, Gran.
I
Yeah.
didn't really know where it came from.
No, neither did I. And she gets really hot for this, doesn't she?
She
It's like
really
some
does.
sort of fucking patty cake orgasm. Back in the office, they're showing the pictures to Roger. He's going crazy. He doesn't believe it. He can't believe it. He won't believe it.
Yeah.
He's, as annoying as Roger is, he's great. He's a great character. He's a fantastic. He's one of the best characters we've seen in anything in months and months and months.
Right.
They give him whiskey to calm him down. He goes all sorts of different colours. Ends with his head pretty much exploding, flying in the air, steam, all the glass and that kind of thing. Valiant gets his extra $50 and suggests Roger can move on. Roger goes mad, grabbing Valiant and saying, "There's only one woman for me. It's her and nobody else." Flies out through the window, leaving this brilliant Roger Rabbit-shaped hole in the blinds. Yeah. The next we see Roger crying, looking up at the window, and he's got some pictures of him and Jessica in his wallet.
Yeah, they're old school, aren't they? And the old dressing bathing costumes and stuff. That's quite good.
I liked it a lot. Yeah. Back at the office, exactly the same thing. Valiant's doing exactly the same thing. He's got this fold-out bed, by the way, like European Vacation.
Love it. With the filing cabinets.
Yeah, we've already done them. We can't do them again as much as I'd like to. He's looking through the pictures he got developed and sees the rest of them from Catalina. There's him and Dolores. They're having a great time. And then there's another guy. It's blatantly his brother, Theodore J. Valiant.
Yeah.
Everything's laid out on the desk across him, covered in dust and cobwebs. And from the pictures and the cuttings, they were excellent cops and detectives.
Yeah.
And they're especially good at defending toons. It said that they started out at Ringling, Barnum and Bailey Circus. I spotted that.
Did you look it up?
Of course I did, John. Yeah. Founded in 1919 by a merger of Ringling Brothers' World's Greatest Shows and Barnum and Bailey's Greatest Show on Earth. I mean, something's got to give. One's the greatest and the other's
one's the best.
In 2004, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey was investigated following the death of a lion who died from heat and lack of water while the circus train was travelling through the Mojave Desert.
Oof, Jesus.
In 1998, the United States Department of Agriculture filed charges against Ringling Brothers for forcing a sick elephant to perform. Ringling paid a £20,000 fine, which in my opinion isn't nearly enough.
Jesus Christ, that's not enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not go to the fucking circus. Especially if there's no animals. Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey have not done any shows since 2017 because they're under a lot of pressure. They are coming back 2023, but without animals, they claim.
Oh, they just do
and
stuff like that.
Yeah, but look, they've fucking done the damage, in my opinion. If you're in America, don't go and see these pricks. Go see the Russian state one where they're doing. Oh, in fact, maybe not the Russian one. It's probably not a good idea right now, is it?
Yeah.
Yeesh. Jinx. Right. Okay. Moving on.
Hit it.
Cut out me telling people to do Russian things. Do you like vodka? Get some vodka down your neck. Watch that Chernobyl TV program. No, but do watch it. It's very good. Anyway, that morning, he's asleep at his desk with an empty bottle of booze. Lieutenant Santino comes in and explains that Acme's been topped. Roger Rabbit is the one that's done it, of course, and they're chasing him. So Eddie heads to the Acme factory, which is just over the wall from Toontown.
Which looks great, by the way.
I did, yeah. This little cartoon background, yeah, it's fantastic. And at this point, like, you just see this rocket coming in. It's not a rocket; it's a human being. It's Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam, yeah.
My biscuits are burning. He puts his fiery ass out in a puddle of water, which was really good. Yosemite Sam, another Bugs Bunny villain, first seen in 1945's Hair Trigger, spelled H-A-R-E, voiced by Mel Blanc from 1945 to 1989. Yosemite National Park is in California's Sierra Nevada mountains, famed for its giant ancient sequoia trees. It is 3,027 kilometres square and is currently, John, on fucking fire.
Oh, God. Right,
of course it is. course it is. I
Their
hope
biscuits are burning.
their sequoias are burning. Yeah, I mean, you get that fucking shit sorted.
Get out.
I
Put
mean,
it out.
yeah, exactly. I mean, California's just fucking ripe for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bad crack, really bad crack. Eddie doesn't say anything to Yosemite Sam here. He just ignores him, and they ignore one another, right?
Yeah,
But as we learn later on, they have a relationship, or they've had a relationship. You might not have caught this, but I did. Anyway, we'll come to that. Yeah. So I was kind of like, why are these two characters ignoring one another? Anyway, they head to the crime scene, which is basically this factory warehouse. There's a safe been dropped on the character, and one of the beat cops grabs one of these portable holes, Acme portable holes, throws it into a wall. Basically, put your fist through it. Okay.
Yep.
Another one grabs a hammer, opens it. It's got a boxing glove on the end of this springy type thing. He's like, "Hey, didn't you used to be Eddie Valiant? Didn't you change your name to Jack Daniels?" And I'm like, okay. Jessica's here. She slaps Valiant. I hope you're proud of yourself. The pictures you took. As these coppers are taking the body away, they knock over this box of squeaking shoes.
Yeah.
Right? And the biggest thing I noticed here was, I mean, there were some heels, there were some other bits. Did you spot the goose stepping boots?
Yeah, I noticed that.
That has got to be obviously put in for Walt Disney, who loved having a suspect moustache. Not the same as Hitler. It was a little bit suspect, that moustache, wasn't it? Prick.
You really hate Walt Disney, didn't you?
I do hate Walt Disney, yeah.
That's
much better than the bit we've cut out as well. I'm glad I didn't keep the bit I'm glad we didn't keep the bit in that I've cut out, because that was pretty nasty.
Have you got Disney Plus?
I've got Disney Plus, yeah.
Yeah, you're paying into him, man.
No, I'm not. No. Nigel, one of our patrons. I've got his.
Oh, you're paying to keep his head frozen.
Seaman Farms head of cabbage frozen. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. This buzzer off of his hand falls, doesn't it? I missed this. He does the buzzer thing. He does the buzzer thing on Eddie at the thing, and Eddie's really upset. But the buzzer falls off of his ring finger, and just as Eddie's going to pick it up when no one's looking, this boot comes down on him. It's not a goose stepping boot.
Yeah, it's
comes down on him.
It's Doc Martin or Doc Brown.
That's exactly what it is. It's Judge Doom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. He looks really creepy and horrible in this.
Looks good, doesn't it? His jaw looks really sharp as well. I don't know if he was really thin at the time, but his jaw looked absolutely razor sharp.
Yeah. Is this about the same time as those two Back to the Future movies?
So I think the first one was 1985, wasn't it? And
yeah. So I think the other two they shot back to back, like Superman's. Yeah. Superman's. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So it's kind of around that
a year
time.
later, 1989. I think the second one was.
Okay. Yeah. So he basically says,
What, is he trying to steal something from the crime scene?
Yeah, and he says, "Oh no, he was picking it up for you, Judge."
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, and he says, "It's all right. I'm going to find the rabbit. I've got my team." Anyway, this thing shows up. This kind of paddy wagon shows up, doesn't it? It's cartoon weasels. The main guy's some sort of 20s gangster character.
Well, they tried to make him like the Seven Dwarfs, didn't they?
Oh, right.
Apparently, there's meant to be 7 of them, like Psycho and stuff like that. So there were different names, Sleazy and stuff like that. So they're meant to be
Jesus, they had names.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Just before we go any further, I just need to get my fact out there.
Go
on. Doom. Do you know who else was going for the role as Doom?
Oh, I've got some somewhere. Yeah, go for it.
So I've got, and this really annoys me, Tim Curry didn't get the part.
Too scary.
Because it was too scary. I cannot believe that. Yeah, Steven Spielberg and Robert Zemeckis thought he was too terrifying. That's what the words they used.
Right,
he was too terrifying.
Wow.
It's crazy. I'd have loved that.
Yeah, that would have been good. I mean, your man's good. The Weasel says, any idea where the rabbit is? And he says, oh, I don't know. Walla Walla, Cucamonga. I hear Kokomo's nice this time of year. You know me, John? I love a bit of geography. Yeah, Walla Walla is a city in Washington State, 6 miles north of the Oregon border. Adam West was born there.
What? Adam
Yeah.
Wee.
Adam Wee.
Adam Wee.
And he's light bright. Rancho Cucamonga Rancho Relaxo is a city located in the San Gabriel Mountains in San Bernardino County, California, and it's the 28th largest city in California. I'm trying to streamline these, by the way, listeners.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're picking this up. I'm trying to not go into like 20 things about it because it seems like a cheat. Kokomo, Indiana. That is also a city. As of 2020, the population was 59,604. John, when I say Kokomo, what do you think? Of course, the answer is that Beach Boys song from fucking Cocktail.
That Beach Boys song's from fucking Cocktail.
I knew you would say that, yeah. When I go Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica, boy, I wanna take. I think there's only one Beach Boy in that, by the way. I think they stepped over Brian Wilson in bed to record that one. Fucking hell. It's not even a real island, by the way, Kokomo, off of Florida. No such place. It has never existed. Yeah.
Come on, pretty much.
Why must the fucking Beach Boys lie to us?
Why must they?
Why must they indeed? At this point, one of the little squeaky shoes snuggles up to the judge's foot, doesn't he? And if you didn't cry at this, listeners, you're inhuman. You're inhuman. He basically puts on his massive corpse handling gloves, like the ones I've got for fly tipping at work, and grabs the little squeaky boot. And it's squeaking away like a clown shoe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he bought the election in Toontown. One of the cops is whistling. He opens up this massive vat, which they say has got dip in it.
Yes, the
doesn't
dip.
He? Yeah. It's the only thing you can use to kill a toon with. He drops the shoe in and it basically melts it. It's brutal. They're all laughing. And at this point, it's going to stop laughing. You know what happens when you laugh? What happens when you laugh?
Wait, we'll find out.
Yeah, absolutely. Eddie's heading back to his office. He catches this woman leaning over with a lighter in this kind of baby stroll.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
That was, I was like, hey, what are you doing? Stop. And it turns over to this baby Herman. I am baby Herman.
It's such a misogynistic wee dick, isn't he?
He is a little dick. He's got a 50-year-old libido and a 3-year-old dinky. Yes. Mate, ain't we all?
one of the. I thought apparently that's one of the original lines for the novel in it, or one of the.
Oh, is it really? All right, excellent.
Although there's no way he's a 3-year-old.
No, absolutely not. On the subject of the novel, seamless. It was based on Gary K. Wolfe's 1981 book, Who Censored Roger Rabbit. The novel doesn't include all of these characters due to the rights issues. Instead, it's characters from comic strips, such as Agar the Horrible.
What? Yeah.
I would assume you probably got Stryker.
Asterix.
Billy the Fish. The Fat Slags.
Roger Melly, the man on the telly.
The man on the telly. Biffa Bacon. Man, we should remake this with his characters.
They really should, shouldn't they? Oh, God, that'd be brilliant.
Your man Simon, what's his name? The Geordie boy. Let's reach out to him and see if he'll do it.
Oh, what's it? Finbar Saunders and his double entendres?
That's right, yeah.
Jesus.
Who framed Sid the Sexist? I'm in. These Viz references doing anything for you? People in your 20s in 2022? No. He basically says the rabbit didn't kill Acme. He knows him. They're best friends. It definitely wasn't him. Acme's going to leave Toontown to them in his will. We just need to find his will.
Mm-hmm.
Valiant's not buying it, and he just pushes him down the corridor, doesn't he, in his thing, where he runs into the girl and drops his cigar, and he's going, "Oh, my stogie!"
That's right, stogie.
And it reminded me of that Arnold. Have you seen that Arnold Schwarzenegger video that went viral of him kicking off that he wasn't allowed to smoke his stogies?
Oh yeah.
I should be allowed to smoke my stogies, and he keeps saying stogies, and you're like, "Fucking hell." You are a man in your 70s. Stop acting like a fucking Wayne. You prick. I can't call Arnold a prick. He's not a prick. But yeah, that particular video, I lost a lot of respect for Arnold after seeing that.
That was a bit childish, wasn't it? Where him and Sylvester had to go and pretty much hiding in the garage to smoke stogies.
Yes, yeah. man. Oh man, should we add? By the way, for Slight Ember, should I add escape plan to the patron's choice? I
Oh,
haven't thought about escape plan in a while. They're
aye,
both in that, aren't they?
aye. Or we could use his. I don't know what they name it, but it was his first. Is it soft porn he did? Sylvester
Stallone.
Stallone. Aye, done a soft porno.
All right, okay. I've not seen it, but I'm going to Google it
No.
later on. It's not the first stroke I've had. Jesus. No?
Oh, that's bad.
Okay. No, yeah, it was. It's pretty bad. Remember, face.
Aye.
Listeners, remember stroke, face. Yeah. Eddie's having a look at the paper in his office, and he sees Marvin Acme's got the last will and testament poking out of his pocket. Turns out Baby was right. He goes to his filing cabinet, pulls it out, but it's not. It's the bed. And in the bed, he rolls over, and there's Roger on the bed. They scream at one another. He tries to get Roger out. How did you get in anyway? I got in through the mail slat. Yeah, but nobody knows except for maybe the newsboy, the fireman, the greengrocer,
Everybody.
the butcher, the baker. The one guy that did know was the guy that owns the liquor store. Funny that. Yes, he basically told everybody. He tells Eddie all he wants to do is make people laugh. He got upset when he saw the pictures. He went to see Jessica at the club and wrote a love letter. For some reason, it's written here, a love laugh, a love live laugh.
A love laugher.
He's an innocent victim of circumstance. He wrote it on a nice, clean piece of paper. Why didn't you leave the letter there then? No, because you've got to read out a love letter. Have you, though?
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty, especially the shit he's written.
Yeah, I know.
Let me count the way I love you. 1,000. 1,000. Fucking hell. Roger explains, everybody knows that if you're in trouble, toons turn to Eddie Valiant. Roger goes to sit in his chair and he goes absolutely fucking nuts. He's like, where is your brother? He seems like a decent and sober fellow. He really likes a sober fellow. Eddie threatens to call the cops. Roger leaves, only for Eddie to go, that's a closet. When he goes into the closet, Roger slaps some cuffs on him and they're stuck together. At the very moment, of course, the weasels turn up.
Aye.
Roger's running and struggling to find somewhere to hide. The weasels machine gun their way in, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh, isn't they?
Absolutely.
Pretty hardcore.
Under whose authority? What authority has fucking Doom got outside of Toontown? Nothing.
I know.
Thought. I've written it to find Valium. It's obviously not Valium. With his hands in the sink, washing his socks. What are you doing there? Just doing my lingerie, boys.
Yeah. I know.
Sock.
But what's in there?
Black sock. I love that. And Roger's under the water. Every time they kind of turn around, he jumps up, takes a breath. Valiant forces him back down. And the joke here is, every time something slapstick happens, the weasels laugh so much. The main weasel's like, one of these days you'll die laughing. Keep that in mind. They leave. Roger gets out of the water. How can I ever repay you? And he kisses Valiant. For starters, never kiss me again. Again, this looks really good because it's great acting.
Aye.
Really good acting.
Yeah, no, he's done really well. Yeah. No, I must admit, he's done really well with that. There's no many people could have pulled that off because it was just, even the eye line was always in line. He'd done really well with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose I thought apparently they animated it after they shot it anyway, so they had to overlay it once it was shot.
Okay, and that makes sense that they've not taken two completely separate things. They've animated while they're watching and it's obvious. They head up to the bar. He's got Roger up his jumper, hasn't he? Basically up his coat, which is pretty good. Have you got a rabbit in your raincoat? You're just pleased to see.
That's a good line.
I did like that. This Dolores character is she's kind of like the femme, like the got it together feminine, isn't she?
There's something about it as well. She's got
a she's very kind of like 40s, 50s foxy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah. You could almost imagine her
on one of those
on a poster with the absolutely. yeah, exactly where I was going with that. They've got a back room, basically this speakeasy with these spy holes. Roger's looking out. Valiant grabs this hacksaw onto the cuffs and he's got it on this tea chest, hasn't he? And he's trying to cut through the thing. And
Mm.
Roger says, "Maybe I'll hold it for you." And he slips out the cuffs and holds
Goes from the
it.
other side.
And he's sawing. Oh, thanks very much. He's sawing through, and then he realizes he slips out the thing. He's like, "So you're telling me you could have done that at any time?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but only when it was funny.
That is the fucking line of the movie for me.
It's brilliant.
That is only when it's funny, because it is funny.
It's funny, yeah.
And that sums up these characters like in a wanna.
Yeah.
Like they can do anything, but it's gotta be funny.
Yeah.
It's gotta be comedy. Yeah. Dolores agrees to let him
even the cow. Sorry, I forgot to say, even the cow. So remember earlier on you were saying about when he was walking through the lot, you could see a cow on a bike.
Yes.
Well, see when he walks by and you can see that the cows fell on the ground.
Yeah.
But apparently when he shot it, the bike was meant to just go straight across, but they lost control and it fell. So they had to animate the cow falling off the bit of the bike.
Right. Wow. It's a pelican, by the way.
Oh, sorry, pelican?
Yeah, yeah, but there's cows there. No, you're right. There's cows there. It's a pelican. Jesus, what a fucking... Listen to me, the toon fucking king.
Sorry,
listen
mate,
to me, fucking the Judge Doom. So, Dolores agrees to help and let Roger stay. The plan is to find the will. He doesn't think anybody's got it yet because they've all been asking questions about the will. Yeah. Dolores agrees to go and check the probate, to which Roger says, "My Uncle Thumper had a problem with his probate. He had to take these big pills and drink lots of water."
That was good.
So, Roger's uncle's best friend is Bambi then, right? Yeah. Is what I'm getting from that. That's what I got from that. I don't know about you. But yes, it was a good line. She's heading down the probate office. Back at the office, Eddie's off. Oh, this is really fucking weird, right? Mm-hmm. Because back at the office, out of nowhere, apropos of nothing, Eddie's not got a shirt on, but he's got a tie on.
Uh-huh.
And I know why it is, which I'll come to in a moment or two. I loved his hairy back, by the way.
Yeah,
what a matted head, very much like mine.
Not one shit was given, was it?
No, very much like me. Yeah. Hello, Colin. Jessica is here. She explains it's not a scam. She loves her husband. Mm-hmm. Do you know how hard it is being a woman looking the way I do? And he says, "You don't know how hard it is being a man looking at a woman the way you do." I was like, yes, it's a great line too. So, I said at this point, but she's a rabbit. Is she a rabbit or is she a woman?
No, she's a woman. She's just an animated woman. She's got to be.
Right, got to be. So she's just married to a rabbit. So she's only called Jet. So Rabbit is Roger's.
That's Roger's second name.
Surname.
That's right. That's what I got.
So, okay, all right. So okay. I don't know why I struggled so much with that, but in my head that doesn't make any sense. In my head, she's always been a rabbit.
Well, it's not like that. Was it Kim Basinger? Kim Basinger that done an animated movie?
Oh, cool.
I can't remember the name of it.
She's called Hollywood.
Was Brad Pitt in it?
Yeah, and Gabriel Byrne. I mentioned Gabriel Byrne earlier.
Yeah,
mate, I haven't seen that in years, but I assume
still looked hot in it though.
That's fucking garbage. I assume that's the worst film that's ever been made in the history of films being made. I'm going to assume that. I don't know.
Virtuosity with Denzel Washington and what's his face, Russell Crowe. That was pretty bad.
I think we need to have a view off. I think we need to do
a trash off, watching trash movies.
Yeah,
we'll do it.
That's all we ever fucking do anyway. And again, another great line. "I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way," which I've always loved that line. It's always been like the line.
Yeah.
She thinks Eddie was set up to take the pictures. Maroon wants to blackmail Acme.
Yeah.
Jessica says she'll do anything for Roger. Anything. And at that point, Dolores walks in. He's half dressed. Jessica leaves. Dolores, of course, is furious.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I caught you with your pants down," because she literally caught him with his pants down.
Yep.
Now, Disney Plus to the rescue, by the way, here. I can't believe I'm saying that, right? But what's really interesting about this bit is there's a deleted scene that sits in before this, and it's a really long scene, right?
Right.
And the scene is the Weasels take Eddie to Toontown, and they put a Toon pig's head on him. And then they throw him back out through the tunnel that we see later on into the real world
Right.
with a burlap sack on his head. He takes the sack off of his head and he's got a cartoon pig's head.
Big head.
Like
Jesus.
huge cartoon pig's head.
Yeah.
And in the mouth is open
Uh-huh.
and you can see the real actor inside the mouth, and he's kind of like, they made me into a toon, and he's basically rushing home. He rushes home, and he makes some homemade dip out of all the things I mentioned before: acetone, chlorine, and whatever, benzene. And he's in the shower washing it off, and the pig's like what's left of the pig's head going down the drain was the first thing they animated.
Oh,
Apparently,
really?
so they were really gutted to not use it. But the reason they didn't use it is it slows the film down. Like it really slow, and I can see that. Yeah. So when you finished here, go and have a look. And when you go into the extras bit on Roger Rabbit, there's a bit. It's like deleted scene, something pig or something.
I'll have a look at that.
And that's why he comes out, because he's been washing himself off.
Right. Makes me
in the shower. Yeah. There you go.
That's crazy.
It is. It's really fucking weird.
Even the
they do
subject
like
as well sounds a bit weird.
Yeah. So they're talking about it first of all, and then they show you the whole scene because they'd filmed and animated the whole fucking thing, and it's gorgeous.
I know. I'll have a look at that. That sounds good.
Yeah. Gorgeous, but fucking weird. So he tells Dolores, "Go and buy a new swimsuit because we're almost at the end of the case. We're going to the Catalina wine mixer. I'm about to wrap it up." She says it's not the case. Cloverleaf wants to get their hands on Toontown. They've put in the highest bid, which Acme turned down. Acme, if they don't find his will, Cloverleaf gets the town at the stroke of midnight. Doesn't make any sense, that at all. Makes fuck all sense.
I know, even
but it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
That's a fountain.
Yeah. Back up in the bar, Roger's doing this song and dance number. Which is good.
Yeah.
Basically wrecking the joint. These plates, and as the record sticks, he keeps smashing the plates on his head, so they take them off him.
But then Doom comes, didn't he?
That's right. They get him back into the speakeasy, and Doom turns up. Judge, basically with the weasels, says he knows the rabbit's here, and he offers a reward for the return. The chalkboard says French dip, and he rubs out the French bit and changes it to rabbit and changes the $5 to $5,000, which I thought was good.
Yeah.
A French dip sandwich, John, also known as a beef dip, is a hot sandwich consisting of thinly sliced roast beef on a French roll or baguette with beef stock to one side, just for dipping.
Just dip.
Yeah. Now, if you're in the Northeast, right, this is a shout out to Gadget. Hi, Gadget, one of our patrons. He will know a roast pork or Savoy dip, which is one that you do. They do those in the Northeast. So next time you're in the Northeast, mate, next time you're in Newcastle, get yourself to a butcher's or a baker's or even a candlestick maker's, and you'll get yourself one of those. Savoy dips, good, although it's all anuses and fucking trotters. In the speakeasy room, Roger and Valiant are there. Your man, the judge, and the weasels, basically, they're going to bring him out. It's dead easy.
They start singing.
He's got a way of doing it. But before that, he says to Angelo, he says, do you know anyone? And Angelo says, oh, yeah, I've seen a rabbit. There's been a rabbit in here. And it's basically the thing. Angelo's a prick, but Roger says, oh, no, he would never sell me out. He's my friend. And he's like, oh, really? Where is he? And he goes, he's right here, and his name's Harvey. And he puts his arm around. And, of course, that is a reference, John, to the 1950 film Harvey. So do you know what I thought here, John? I thought, I got you, Disney, you Nazi sympathising prick. Adding in films that didn't exist until after this was supposed to be set. I fucking got you motherfucker. Turns out it was a play in 1944. Fuck!
Oh, mate.
Fuck! I'll get you, Disney.
I bet
you
so
Kurt Russell-obsessed prick. I'll fucking get you. Anyway, Jimmy Stewart film about a man and his imaginary rabbit friend. Josephine Hull won Best Supporting Actress. Rod Hull won Best Hand Up a Puppet.
That's all.
M62, Highway to Hull. Hey!
You got it in there.
I always do. I always do. Just needed thumbed in. That was all. He finds the record, doesn't he? Merry Go Round broke down, which is the thing he's dancing to. So it doesn't sound like the kind of thing drunk reprobates would listen to. He says, Roger's here. And he decides to get him by doing the shave and a haircut. Shave and a haircut. 2 bits thing. Shave and a haircut, the associated response 2 bits, is a 7-note musical, what is called call and response couplet. It's a riff or fanfare popularly used at the end of a musical performance, usually for comedic effect. It is used melodically or rhythmically, for example, as a door knock. Of course, John, you know the Cockney version of Have a Banana. Oi, oi, you lucky people. Wow.
Have a banana.
Come and get your peanuts. Can't wait to sing that to London-based football teams. Now we're back in the Premier League. It's going to be so good. Anyway, he does it, and as he's doing it, Valiant turns to Roger, like, God, who's the daftest, you or him? And as he turns to Roger, Roger is killing himself to not do it because, again, he has to do the funny thing. And as he does shaving a haircut, he jumps out the thing of 2 bits. That is brilliant, fantastic. He tries to force Roger into the dip. Valiant says he at least deserves one final request. He says, okay, you want a drink? Oh, no, I don't want a drink. You do. I don't. You do. I don't. You don't. I do. You don't. I do. And when I say I want a drink, I want a drink. Perfect. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant, that. Really good reverse psychology. He drinks it, but he doesn't drink it because it's quite blatantly whoever's there that's been painted out throwing it behind him. Because you just see all the drink go behind the guns. That's the first time I was kind of like, oh, this is shit. And probably the last time, actually. Anyway, he explodes. Everybody gets blown away. There's this fight. Eddie takes on all the weasels single-handedly and then saves Roger from the dip, tips it over, feet of the judge, who manages to avoid it. And then they jump out into the van, only to find in the back is this toon cab called Benny.
Yeah, Benny the cab.
Benny the cab, yeah. With his Brooklyn accent, which is quite interesting. And he's kind of like, how about this weather, hey? And all this. And he's like, oh, what about those Brooklyn Dodgers? They're a bunch of bums. So I thought, I've got to look this up. How did the Dodgers do in 47, right? They finished runners-up in the World Series to the Yankees. Boo, the fucking Yankees. But, and I love this, on April the 15th, Jackie Robinson was the opening day first baseman for the Dodgers, becoming the first black player in Major League Baseball. There's a film called 42, John. I know you're not really a sportsman, but it's a great film about him being the first black player in Major League. About him. Made me cry, but then all sports films always make
Bambi
me cry.
makes you cry, though.
No, it doesn't. I think it might have done as a kid.
Watching the shoe getting dipped.
The shoe getting dipped, yeah. Fuck Bambi, but the shoe getting dipped, man. Dumbo, cried at Dumbo. In fact, it'd probably be easier to go through a list of
ones you didn't cry.
These that didn't cry. Moana didn't cry at Moana.
Up.
Oh, mate, the first fucking Jesus. That first 10 minutes.
This is it. We're going to need to do a show about this.
Yeah,
we
need to do a show.
This is a new concept.
We'll do a quiz in the future. Anyway.
100 things I cried at.
They get chased by the weasels here. They're shooting after them. They head down this alley, and there's these bike cops heading in the opposite direction, come out of nowhere. They're about to, and the weasels are at the other end of this alley, so they're about to drive into the weasels when there's a lever. Pull the lever. This lever, dummy. Which lever? This lever, dummy. And they go up on these boing wheels, and they drive over. Fantastic. And they escape. Where can we go? I know the one place people will never look for us. We're in a cinema, right?
Yep.
I liked this, by the way. I was really into this. They're watching a cartoon.
A zany cartoon.
Now, I knew this cartoon. I knew I'd seen this somewhere, so I had to Google it. It's called Goofy Gymnastics.
Yeah.
And it's basically a cartoon of like one of these instructional cartoons.
I loved it. I remember watching it.
I knew I'd seen it. So I looked it up. Goofy Gymnastics, produced by Walt Disney and released by RKO Pictures, September 23rd, 1949. And it stars Goofy doing various... Wait a minute, John. 1949? With this film that's set in 1947? Oh, I got you, Disney. I fucking got you good, you Tom Hanks looking Emma Thompson upsetting motherfucker. I fucking got you. Finally.
You got 'em good.
Why must films lie to us, John?
They lied. They lied.
Why? Fucking piece of shit. Anyway, he's dead and I'm still alive, so it's all good. It's all
You win.
good.
You win.
I win. Jeez, I'm such a... I've got some
Walt Disney.
mental problems.
You win, but Walt Disney.
Very good. Very good. References to Scottish people. After that, so Dolores turns up.
Yep.
Roger's basically saying, Goofy's a comedy genius. Eddie, why are you so miserable? He says, because a toon killed my brother. They were investigating a robbery at Toontown Bank. He used to love working there. It was the best place to be. And this guy got away with a huge amount of money and then went and dropped a piano from 15 stories. Broke Eddie's arm, but obviously killed his brother. Never found out who he was, but I'll never forget his high-pitched laugh and his burning red eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dolores has got bits together. They're going to leave. They're going to go. You know, he doesn't like running away, but it's the only way they can do it. They're just going to get out of Dodge. As they're leaving...
They see is it a newsreel?
The newsreel, which talks about Cloverleaf.
Yeah, I looked up that newsreel, so because I remember it was a thing. Because every time you see old movies, they're always in it. So, but it told me that the newsreels died in American screens in 1967, but they weren't doing too well on the run up to it because people had access to news on TV. So, but 1967 is when they killed it off.
Yeah, Universal, their path A for us, was generally how it worked. But yeah, he spots what's on there about that, and that Cloverleaf have bought Maroon Studio, and he just goes, and you just see a close up of his face. He's like, and that's the connection, and he's just brilliant, like he's back for it. And they head to RK Maroon Studios. Eddie leaves Roger to look after the car, only for Roger to get clobbered with his frying pan, dragged off. Eddie grabs Maroon and explains he's got the will. But he tells Maroon it's not going to come cheap. Meanwhile, we see Roger gets thrown into the boot of a car. Maroon grabs what Eddie's been claiming is the will, and it's Roger's love letter. Is this supposed to be a joke? No, this is, and he sprays him one of those salsa things. So he's still got it. You know, he's Eddie grabs Maroon Pussy's tie. I don't know what that is. Grabs Maroon's tie, right, and puts it into the print player. Maroon explains Cloverleaf wanted to buy Acme's place as well as Maroon, but Acme wouldn't sell. So he wanted to blackmail him so that it didn't ruin his sale. And just as he's saying this, Bob Hoskins is about to get shot, but he spots the gun and he moves Maroon, who then gets shot in the back instead, killing him. This Bob Hoskins stuntman does a brilliant forward roll to the window. It's not Bob. And this stuntman earns his fucking corn, by the way, later in the movie. Doesn't he?
He really does.
And at the window, he sees Jessica escaping as she jumps in the car. Makes chase. So it's obviously Jessica that's done it. Where's she running off to?
Toontown.
You guessed it, Toontown. Yeah. The entrance to this tunnel. And he
which looks like the one out of Back to the Future, by the way. But apparently it's a very famous...
It's definitely in LA Confidential. You cannot tell me that's not in LA Confidential. Yeah. So he stops. He goes to his car and he takes out of the bag this box with a gun in it. And he opens the gun and it says, "To my pal Eddie from Yosemite Sam."
There's a connection.
So that's the Yosemite Sam thing I was talking about, right? And you said at the top of the show, of course, this is where the gun looks like shit. You thought the gun looks great. I think it looks like shit.
No. When he's in Toontown, when he's walking about with it, it looks good.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, no, this bit, no, it looks like
this
cartoon.
Looks like garbage.
No, when he's in Toontown, he's literally walking about with it. It looks quite good.
Oh, right.
I can't tell whether they've actually used animation or they've just given like a cartoon effect gun and then just put effects over the top of it.
Okay.
No, this bit looks like shit.
It does look like garbage, doesn't it? And he gets these bullets and they're like these Old West bullets. These like...
with Amigos in it.
Yeah, and they're a little bit culturally insensitive, these ones. He grabs the bottle of wild turkey that he's been drinking out of his pocket, and he goes to drink it, and he realizes he doesn't need it, pours it out, throws it in the air, and shoots it with this really culturally insensitive Native American thing with the tomahawk and the nut. Oh, fucking hell.
It's not that good, is it?
Oh, it's not that good. Don't come fucking close, mate. I'm telling you.
And he's wasting bullets as well, shooting bottles.
Yeah, well, he obviously only needs one bullet to get Jessica, because she's a funny shape. She's dead easy to shoot.
Shot in the tit.
At the end of this tunnel, there's this big red curtain opens. For some reason, it says Cumbria Cartoon World here. I don't know why. With a Smile Down, You Smile song, which was for this film, written for this film. We recognise loads of characters here. There's like 100 Minnie Mouses running over the hills, which look really weird. Minnie Meese? I don't know. Jiminy Cricket, some 3 pigs. It was exhausting, so I kind of gave up looking. He's not looking where he's going, and he runs into this van full of Acme overused gags, which is kind of funny. There's an anvil, there's a piano, there's a safe. Yeah,
the usual. All Wile E. Coyote's old booby traps.
That's right. Yeah, he jumps into. He sees the car that he was following is there, and he decides that that's where she's gone into this building. So he heads into the building, gets into the lift. Did you spot the bellhop?
Yeah, it was
Droopy Dog. There you go.
Droopy Dog.
Droopy Dog. Yeah, never been a fan. Never thought it was particularly funny.
No.
Haven't changed my mind from this little scene. Right?
No.
Haven't changed my mind at all. He runs in, finds this woman getting dressed. It's her because it's the shape of her. And then she turns around and it's this character called Lena Hyena who keeps saying her name for some reason.
Like a crazy
and
woman.
she's not as attractive, but she's got a cracking body.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just like the female gremlin.
Yeah, because you would, wouldn't you? The female gremlin. Yeah, absolutely. Green looks good on me. What can I say? He runs into this bathroom, but there's actually no floor. He falls and grabs up this flagpole. Tweety Pie. Again, Tweety Pie looked like dog shit here. Tweety Pie looked like he'd been up for like 3 days straight doing fucking speedballs.
Aye.
He looks awful here. He does the little piggies. And this is where he's falling, and there's Mickey and there's Bugs. And they're doing skydiving. And Bugs Bunny gives him the spare parachute, which was what?
A spare tyre.
Yes, it's the spare. Yeah, okay, great, got you. And then he gets caught by the hyena. She's running after him, chasing him down the white line in the middle of the road, which he grabs
and puts
into
into
a wall, and she falls into it. Toons every time. 3 out of 5. Funny that one, by the way. Bugs Bunny. You'll not believe this, John.
I wouldn't.
There's a major Looney Tunes character in this film that is older than Bugs. I figured Bugs was the oldest one, and they were all featured in his cartoons. But Bugs made his initial appearance in another Looney Tunes character's cartoon. Do you know who?
Elmer Fudd?
No. Elmer Fudd came after him. Porky Pig was hunting.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Porky's Hare Hunt, 1938, is where Bugs made his debut, as the Australians say. Porky dates back to a cartoon called I Haven't Got a Hat in 1935. I mean, they weren't even fucking trying, were they?
Nah. No with the titles. They didn't really care.
Bugs has starred in more than 160 cartoon shorts that were produced between 1940 and 1964 and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Get this. This is my fact of the show. He is the 9th most portrayed film personality in the world.
9th?
So he has been in more films than almost every character, except for 9 others in the top 10. So here's the quiz for you, John.
Okay.
Right? I have got for you 9 others from the top 10, right?
Right. Okay.
Some of them are real people. Some of them are real humans. Some of them are made up characters. Some are just fictional constructs, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to give you some tips here.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 9 guesses to see how many of these you get, by the way.
Okay.
Right? So think of what characters are in more films than Bugs Bunny.
Right, okay. God, this is tough. Right. Christopher Lee.
Well, they're characters, not actors. But
Oh,
you're one
bastard.
down. Now, I'll give you a tip. Christopher Lee played one of these characters. There you go. That's giving you one.
Dracula.
There you go. Count Dracula has been in 226 films.
Right. Okay. Now we're going to go down these, isn't it? So we're going to go Frankenstein.
No.
Oh, what? The Bogeyman?
No.
Some kind of tooth fairy.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake,
You're on the
man.
right lines. Think bigger.
A big tooth fairy. Hang on. Jesus.
Correct. You've got 4 more guesses. Think about that same kind of concept of Jesus.
Oh God.
Who's Jesus's nemesis?
God.
Oh, that's his
Satan.
dad, but you can have
Sorry.
that. Yeah, that's one of them. God's been in 295. Jesus has been 325.
Satan.
Yeah, that is 724. Think about somebody else that you were told as a Wayne. This is your last guess. Told as a Wayne that was real and isn't.
As I was away and I was taught alone. Okay, in my head, I'm thinking Buck Rogers and all sorts of shit running through my head right now. Okay, so it's got to be. I can only think of the Bogeyman.
You see, you've already done the Bogeyman. You can't do that. You're looking at me. What am I? I'm a big fat man with a beard.
Blackbeard, the pirate.
No, John.
And Santa.
Father Christmas. Yeah, Father Christmas is the one that's been in the most. He's been in 793. So, of that, you got 4. So, well done. All right. So, Santa, the devil, the Grim Reaper,
Ooh.
Jesus, God, 286 films Adolf Hitler's been in. Walt Disney's been in slightly less. 247 Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
238 Sherlock Holmes.
All right.
So, well done, you got 4. So
I'm worried with that.
Let's chalk those up. That's not bad.
It's more for the cause.
There we go. Right. Back to the film. Fucking hell, this is going to be our longest episode in donkeys. And I thought we'd got this down, but we
have not.
I thought we got it down until now. Down a dark alley, like it's the middle of the day, but there's a dark alley. The real Jessica, she shoots at his shadow, which was trying to murder him.
Mm-hmm.
And she explains that the gun that was there was the gun that killed Maroon, and the shadow was actually Judge Doom. He fires after them with his cartoon gun, doesn't he? The bullets get to this corner, and then
go the wrong way.
Go the wrong way, and he goes, "Dum dums." And all I could think was, you know this word, dum dums? You know this word? You use this word in English, dum dums? The weasels turn up, and so does Benny. They jump in the car. Jessica explains that she was given Acme's will, but when she opened it was just a plain piece of paper.
Yeah, and they don't put 2 and 2 together. That's
right. We've got to find my darling husband. To which Eddie asks, what do you see in that guy? And she retorts, he makes me laugh.
A big carrot.
which is how I've been so successful with the ladies.
I'm the same. I'm exactly the same.
Certainly not my fucking big carrot. I'll tell you that for free. And back in the real world, through this tunnel, there's Doom. He kicks over some dip, which causes Benny's tyres to fucking start melting. He smashes into a lamppost. And here's the weasels who take him to the Acme factory. And we're into the final scene.
Yep.
Phew! The weasels frisk Eddie. Can't find anything. One of them puts his hands down Jessica's top, only to get a bear trap.
Yeah.
Eddie says,
Classic.
nice booby trap. And I was like, I like the line. I like the line. Back at the tunnel to Toontown, Roger comes out, picks Benny up with his burnt feet, and Benny explains where Doom's taken them. Back at the factory, the plan is to break through the wall at Acme into Toontown, and Doom will be the sole stakeholder of Cloverfield, not the Monster Company. Doom's created this massive tractor thing, right? Which living in Cumbria looks like the kind of thing I get stuck on the fucking road behind, not being able to get by, right? High-powered gun to spray dip Yeah, it
into
looks like
downtown.
something it looks like something Boris Johnson had set on fucking protesters, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or something Robot Wars and just a bigger scale.
Activate. What's his intention? What is he doing all this for?
I know.
He
What's
wants
his
to build a
motivation?
fucking road.
A freeway?
He's doing it to build a freeway. Right?
Yeah.
No more. He says, no more traffic jams in LA, and I was like, that's fucking hilarious because we've all seen that footage.
Yeah.
We've all played GTA. We've all been on that fucking boat in
Aye.
GTA.
I was going to look up freeways, but I think we've done freeways already, so I just
We have, but we've not done this one. The Pasadena Freeway, John, or
Ooh.
the 110, or as it was known at the time, the Arroyo Seco Parkway, is on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places as the first freeway in the western United States. The first segment was opened to traffic in 1938, with most of the rest of the freeway opening by the end of 1940.
Oof.
So 7 years prior to this.
Liar.
Exactly. You would think Eddie would have known that thing exists. But,
Yeah.
it's just a film, innit? It's just a film.
It's just a film.
It's just a film. He explains he bought the red car so he could dismantle it. No more public transport. At that point, Roger bursts through the drains. He's got Eddie's gun and he threatens Doom. Says he wants justice. The meaning of the word will hit you like a ton of the bricks.
And then blammo.
He does. He gets blammoed by a ton of bricks. And would you believe it? He sees stars.
See, I told you.
Yeah, he can do it. The weasels tie Roger and Jessica together and put them on this hook. And the weasels start up the tractor and starts to spray them. Doom slips on this box of discarded eyes, these fake eyes, doesn't he? The weasels laugh themselves silly. Doom says, one of these days you're going to laugh yourselves to death.
Yeah.
And that's when Eddie has an idea.
The penny drops.
Yeah, that's right. Eddie starts this fairground machine that's playing a song. And then he starts doing this routine, doesn't he? Falling about the place, loads of acrobatics. Some good juggling, by the way, from the actual actor. I spotted here. He juggles. Yeah, he juggles these
with the Mickey Mouse
cannonball
ears.
things. Oh yeah, Mickey Mouse
He
ears.
held it like Mickey Mouse.
Fuck off, Disney. The weasels think it's
still a fact, though.
Yeah, absolutely. The weasels laugh themselves dead. The weasel on the tractor starts going, basically the spray starts going in the right direction of Roger. Eddie changes the direction at the very last minute. And just as he's kind of going to switch it off, Doom attacks him with his cane. Not kind of just comes fucking on this high wire, doesn't he? This zip wire at him. Eddie grabs this singing sword, which was basically Frank Sinatra singing Witchcraft. Lonely Witchcraft.
Yes, it was. I enjoyed that, actually.
I did as well. I liked that. It was a really good cartoon likeness of him. I wonder how much that cost them to put in the film.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Sinatra liked his money, didn't he?
Yeah, because it was definitely his voice when it was really him.
Being a fucking crook. The dip's now heading backwards in the general direction of Roger and Jessica. Eddie's got trouble of his own, though. He's got this magnet, hasn't he? And he gets stuck on this giant magnet. He's trapped, kind of round his waist.
He's trapped.
And it's attached to
a barrel or something.
A barrel. And so just as he's about to get steamrolled by Doom, he grabs this hole, puts it in the thing, and gets away. There's this bit is really good because he picks up this massive barrel of glue.
Yeah,
Doom punches into this glue. Yeah,
this but then when he pulls it out, it's starting to solidify.
Yeah, punches his leg into it, punches his fist onto the thing, manages to pull it away, then gets it stuck in his foot, and then there's glue everywhere. And basically, this is where the steamroller goes over him. But it doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
He gets up, and this is the creepiest bit of the film for me, all Slender Man-like, isn't he?
Yeah. Even when he goes to inflate himself later on, it's like, ooh.
Yeah. And his eyes fall out as he inflates himself. And it turns out he's a toon. And he says, no surprise, freeway's an idea only could be cooked up by a toon. And he's red eyes. And he says, remember me, Eddie! Yeah, he's got a squeaky voice. The dip tractor again, going for it. Eddie grabs the hammer thing from earlier on, which has got the boxing glove. He goes to hit him with it, but he ducks out the way. Instead, it hits kind of the tank for the dip.
Yeah.
The entrance bit for the tank for the dip,
Yep.
which all comes out and fucking dips
Goes on Doom.
Doom. And
The dip of Doom.
the dip of Doom. The Savoy dip of Doom. And that's empties the tank, saves Roger and Jessica. Just as Doom's melting, like the Wicked Witch.
Yeah,
I'm
but he never says the words. Do you notice? He never actually says the words.
He doesn't say,
So
what a
it's,
world, what a world.
aye, so he's literally just about to, like, sometimes it feels as if he's saying I'm melting, but he
It
actually
does,
doesn't say
yeah.
the words. It's so
All
weird.
right, well
It's
spotted.
as if they didn't get the permission to do it. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, well, that's not a Disney
Yeah.
thing. It's a Warner's. It's a Warner's property. Fucking hell. The tractor crashes through the wall into Toontown, and this fucking train, this bullet train, hits it and destroys it, doesn't it?
Aye, smashes it to bits.
The cops arrive. They explain that Doom killed Acme, Maroon, and his brother. All the Toons run into the factory, and the whole bunch of them here. Dolores turns up, spots the ink coming back on his shirt, to which he looks at the paper, and he says to Roger, why don't you read your love letter to her? And he's reading it out, isn't he? And he says,
Aye.
the last will and testament or whatever. Now, I don't know how legally binding an invisible ink letter would be.
There they are.
No, I don't know.
How does that work?
I don't know. And was it signed in invisible ink by a solicitor? I don't know. So Roger says to Eddie, maybe stop being a sourpuss. Put it here. Shakes his hand, and it's got the buzzer on it.
Yep.
The buzzer, basically, Eddie looks furious. All the Toons look worried. Instead of losing his temper, picks up Roger, kisses him square on the lips. Does that answer your question? And the Toons, of course, sing, because that's the end. Porky Pig comes on and says, oh, that's all, folks. Oh, actually, I like the sound of that. Okay, that's a good end. Yeah, that's a good end. And that's the end of the movie. John, have you got anything else?
The term sugar daddy has been used since the beginning of the 19th century when Adolf Spreckels, heir of Spreckels Sugar fortune, married a woman 24 years younger than him, and she called him sugar daddy.
Wow, that's a fact.
That's
a sugar daddy, a sugar daddy.
I just love the name Speckles. Specklers. The other one I've got for you is, so we done the Italian meaning for Patsy. I'm sure we've done it at some point, but apparently Patsy is from the Italian Pisano, which means fool.
Oh right, okay, I like that.
That's what I got.
Okay, brilliant.
Sugar daddy was the best.
Sugar daddy is a good one, yeah. Oh, I've got quite a few here. We talked about the characters all being the same time. Now, the ingredients for the dip is what they actually use in reality to erase drawings from animation cells.
Oh, really?
So he talks about, benzone and acetone and all that, yeah. Bill Murray didn't get the call to play Valiant in time to take the role.
Yeah, apparently he was raging.
Very different. Apparently he needs a lot of time to get into the process.
Right, wow.
Chevy Chase wasn't interested, and Harrison Ford was too expensive.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how shit this would have been with Harrison Ford?
I know he's his wood and his bloody, some of his carpentry items in it.
Yeah. Get off my toon! The film brought 100 pre-existing characters together, along with some new ones. Bob Hoskins' son didn't talk to him for several days as he worked with Bugs Bunny and wouldn't introduce him.
Yeah, brilliant.
Zero CGI used. Classic animation, 326 animators, hand drawing, 82,080 frames of animation. Jesus. Not live, of course. It's a terrible strain on the animator's wrists. Hoskins had to take a year off acting to recuperate.
Yeah, hell about that. Yeah, yep.
Mm-hmm. At the time released in 1988, it was the highest budget of any film, 70 million, which is 150 million as of last year. And it held this until Terminator 2, which cost $100 million US.
Brilliant.
Christopher Lloyd doesn't blink once while on screen. That makes perfect sense because they're fake eyes.
Yep.
The shoe that goes in the dip, Nancy Cartwright from The Simpsons. Don't have a cow shoe. The film won 4 Academy Awards, including editing, best effects, sound effects editing, and best effects visual effects.
Nice.
Not bad. I'm just drawn that way. Was voted 82 of 100 greatest movie lines by Premiere magazine in 2007. Although the film's title is a question, no question mark appears in the title because it's considered bad luck in the
Yeah,
industry.
yeah, I heard about that. That's crazy, that, isn't it? I was wondering why.
You got the thing about the seven dwarves. The song at the end, "Smile Down Your Smile," was recorded by most of the animators doing fake character voices.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and Robert Zemeckis keeps the stop motion model of Flat and Doom in his office.
Nice. That's something to have in it. That's creepy.
Isn't it?
That's
Oh,
creepy.
finally, before making this, Disney were in some real trouble. They hadn't had a successful film in 7 years. The last one being The Fox and the Hound in 81.
Oh, right.
1985's The Black Cauldron was a financial disaster, but fucking gorgeous. I love The Black Cauldron. And 1986's The Great Mouse Detective just made its money back.
All right.
Okay. So, as I top them up, John, do you want to tell us what you think we got?
I'm going to say 100, 115.
Ooh, go lower.
100.
107.
100.
107 things. Not
I'm
bad,
right with
eh?
that.
Not
I knew we
too
were going to get over 100.
shabby.
I
Not
knew we were
too
going to get over
shabby.
100. There was lots to it, lots of characters, lots of references. That was good.
Yeah, loads of exciting stuff that we
Right.
managed to keep you all on for 2 hours for. Right, okay. As you know, patrons, this last week we did some stuff with Josh. This week I've got Punk on, and we are talking about after school animations. Got loads of stuff planned for the future. John's going to do some stuff. I'm going to do some stuff. We've got Oodles, Modern Escapism. If any of our, if you want to come on and do something, want to talk about cartoons with me or John, please feel free. Let us know. But you do have to be a patron if you want to do so. Only having patrons or friends of the show on to do so.
Here's a question.
Go on.
Are we classing cartoons? Are we classing puppet stuff as cartoons as well?
It's a puppet. Of course we are, mate. If you
That's
learned
all right
about it
then.
after school,
The
that's
amount
what
of
we're
people,
doing.
the amount of times I've said to people about Captain Scarlet, like, it's no cartoon.
Oh,
Like,
we'll do Captain Scarlet. Yeah, we'll do Captain Scarlet. Right, okay, lovely patrons, SP Film viewers, Paul and Sophie. It's Paul's birthday this week. It's actually Paul's birthday today as we're recording. Happy birthday, Paulo. I know he loves Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so he's bound to be listening to this. You'll find them on our Jurassic Park episode. Lovely couple who talk about films. We've been invited on Paul's stag do, mate. We need to figure that out. Yeah, we need to figure that out. I think I might be away. Anyway, let's figure that out. Ian McComish, proud Scot, who keeps messaging me to do Copland. Do Copland. Rachel Plant, kind patron, puts up with me. Nigel Davis gives me Disney Plus. Thanks, mate. I give him rum. In fact, I think I own a bottle of rum. He owns Wonder Emporium. If you like accessories for tabletop mini games, that kind of thing, search Wonder Emporium on Facebook. He will throw in something extra if you tell him Planty sent you. Tell him we sent you, and he'll throw in something. He probably won't. He will.
He'll probably just tell
I
you
forced
bugger
him
off.
to. No, he will do because he's such a nice guy. But he doesn't know that I'm telling you this. But he does listen, so he will now know that. Dan Belson, you know him. He watches a lot of films. He's seen 6 maybe films, and he never remembers them right. He's the film watching half of the Be There with Belson podcast. Gavin Belson, I'll miss messaging Gav now the Euros have finished. What excuse have I got now, Gavin? What? Let's find something else to talk about. Aaron from Z1 podcast, audio drama. I nearly fell off the treadmill listening to this week's because not this week's, but listening to this week's that I'm up to. I'm about 5 episodes behind. It was dramatic. Joe Higgins, Hallmark of Greatness. Weird thing about that. Damn it, Vince. Wrestling podcast. He's coming in September to talk about Judge Dredd. He is the law. Phil Fairish picks me up on loads of stuff that we missed. Reminds me of films that he wants and then forgets. Did I remind? I don't think it was me. It was you, Phil. No, it wasn't. I'd forgotten. It was. Punk from What the Fuck Do You Want, prick. This week's exclusive patrons only episode. And John, we have to find some way to have you two have a conversation about going on this show because I'm sick of fucking relaying messages between the pair of you.
Sorry, mate.
Get Discord, John. Get fucking Discord.
I will do it.
Right,
Because to me, the concept of the show and the format sounds perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fantastic.
I will do.
Lovely Saz, she's a long-term listener, always got some lovely feedback for us. Mono and Kira from Mono Rants the Boys, 3 seasons they're on now, 3 seasons, lovely Irish people. Biggie, Frenchman from Modern Escapism, Stig, as of last week, now part of this parish. Friend of the show. Talking Tommy Boy, lovely lad, full of facts, full of shit. Gadget, we're going to have Gadget on very soon to talk about, what we having to talk about? The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Gadget's going to be coming on soon to talk about. Ian from Cult Connections podcast, 3 different things linked by one common thread. You know him. He's great. I'm always on his. Gav McGill, Falkirk fan. He is still doing the Dundee Kilt Walk, by the way. Message me and I'll send you the link for that, or I'll try and find the link. Gav, message me the link when you listen to this and I'll put it in the show notes from now on. I keep forgetting to do so. Josh Wilson, lovely man. Terrible impressions. Really kind man. Obsessed with Prince Andrew being a pedo or something. What was that? I don't know what he was messaging us today.
I think he just likes Pizza Express.
I think he does love Pizza Express. Yeah, nice guy, lovely family. Fantastic patrons. Thank you so much. We're going to keep you coming with some little bits and pieces. It's only going to be like 15-minute episodes, half-an-hour episodes, but we're going to keep you going with that. But we're giving you 2 hours free content anyway.
This is a bumper edition.
This is great stuff. John, what are we talking about next week?
So next week we're going to be talking about, we'll be looking at Paddington.
Yeah, but for now, he's been John, I've been Planty, and this has been 107 things we've learned from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. See ya.
That's all, folks. See ya.